Here's Jeray, who's been scouting new products and accessories for our neat stuff department. What do you got there, Jeray?
Bobby, this is the new Vectrex arcade system. It's a completely self-contained portable console with a built-in screen so that you can play video games without tying up your TV set.
Oh, that's a lot of arguments at my house. It looks kind of small, though. How does it play?
Surprisingly well. Let me show you. It uses vector scans for bright, sharp laser-like images, and this little joystick is very precise. The console has one game called Mindstorm already built in, and already 20 other cartridges you can buy. This one is my favorite. It's called Web Wars.
Oh, it looks very spacey.
Well, all the games have the same basic look, those geometric lines against a black background, but they give you screen overlays to vary the colors and patterns. The company says they'll have a 3D module and light pin-out for Christmas.
How much does it cost?
Well, the unit is about $100, and the game cartridge is about $25 each. I want to mention that while a lot of people like the high-definition graphics, some people miss the colors and cartoon graphics they're used to on home games. Vectrex is different from TV set games.
Well, that's great, Joanne. Thank you very much. We'll see you a little bit later. Right now, let's resume our top 10 countdown. In the number 6 position in this week's arcade countdown is the ever-popular Ms. Pac-Man. In the home division, Donkey Kong Jr. peaked last week and is down a notch to number 6. In 5th place is the arcade game Bubbles, while Frogger actually moved up again on the home cartridges after 39 weeks on the chart. Food Fight held on to a 4th place again, watch out for that banana, while River Raid may be running out of airplane fuel. It's down a peg to 4 on the home front.
When playing Zookeeper, you use the net to get the animals all moving in the same direction. This helps you to jump over more of them at one time.
If you like the game Pitfall and you hate the alligator stage, you can jump on the alligator's eyes while his mouth is open and he won't be able to eat you.
If you've got kids in your house between 3 and 7, you'll want to check out the new Atari Sesame Street Cookie Monster Munch. Say that 3 times fast. A special kids controller has large buttons for little hands and 4 directional arrows to move the Cookie Monster or the Cookie Kid along the maze. There are 10 game variations, some for 2 players. Level 1 is recommended for 3-year-olds. As the levels increase, Cookie Monster must pick up more cookies in a shorter amount of time. At the upper levels, the Cookie Kid races the monster to the jar. At level 10, there's an invisible maze that flashes briefly when the Cookie Kid connects. The kids controller, which can be used for other games, lists for $14.95. The game cartridge for $30. The producer of the Atari Sesame Street series explains its educational value to us.
We've designed them specifically for 3-year-olds on the one hand, and for the challenging dynamic needs of a 7-year-old on the other hand. We focus on important preschool skills that have everything to do with early school experiences, things like letter matching, number recognition, maze tracing.
It's been a long time since I was 3 years old. Actually, it's been a long time since my kids were 3 years old, but I think I remember enough to know that I would have had a terrific time playing Cookie Monster Munch. Successful arcade games usually wind up in home versions, but this is the first time that an unsuccessful home game became a successful arcade game. Now, of course, we're talking about Journey, the machine that stars a rock group and is patterned loosely after last year's Journey Escape. Journey is really 11 different games. 5 basic racks represent the 5 members of the band. First, you complete a task to get a band member as instrument. Then you fight off attackers before you go on to the next band member. After all 5 musicians have been reunited with their instruments, the band plays a mini-concert for you, and then in the final board, you maneuver a fat bouncer to keep the groupies from grabbing the band. The computer pictures of the band and the sound reproduction are superior. Some of the individual tasks aren't too original. Steve Smith's drums are like Hubert, and Ross Valerie's bass is like the 3rd screen of Donkey Kong, but there's enough variety to keep you interested. It's really a big improvement over the home cartridge, and if you're a Journey fan, you'll enjoy this new way to see the group. Now let's see how our Millipede champions are doing.
Both players have passed the $500,000 mark, but Ben Gold is running low on archers. The shooters earn a new archer every 15,000 points and lose one whenever they collide with an insect. The archers remaining show in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, and it's the best indication of how a player is doing. When a player loses an archer, the bottom of the screen flashes red. Ben Gold is on his last archer. He has to get the $580,000 to earn another. There, he did it. Millipede is not a true marathon game because you can't stockpile more than 6 archers at a time. Ben Gold just picked up another archer at the $595,000 level, so he's out of immediate danger. Eric Jeter has not had less than 2 reserve archers for the entire game. We'll keep a close watch as the game gets tougher. Right now, here's Bobby and Jeray.
Hi, Jure. That looks more like a computer than a video game.
It's getting harder to tell the difference. There are video games that plug into computers, and now there are computers that plug into video games. Here's a keyboard that'll convert your Atari 2600 into a little computer for about $80.
And it just plugs right in?
That's right. It's called the Compumate 2600. It has a 32-key sensor touch keyboard you can use to write BASIC on, a magic easel to draw pictures in 10 colors, and a 2-octave 2-channel music composer. You can store any program you write by feeding them into any ordinary audio cassette player.
Well, what could you use it for?
Spectravision says there'll be software soon for like check balancing program. But right now, all it can really do is help you learn basic computer communication and make little drawings and songs.
Now, it plugs into the Atari 2600, but it's not made by Atari?
Right, and they're not too thrilled about it. They're working on one of their own. But in the meantime, this is a way for people who have their game console to get acquainted with a little computer.
Very interesting, Jure. Thank you.
When I play Ladybug, I try to fence in my vegetable garden as soon as I can so that it leaves me more time for uninterrupted eating.
Keep Miss Pac-Man at the top of the blue screens near the exits. The ghosts will bunch up, so you can eat them all with one Energizer.
When Mario reaches the top platform in Donkey Kong, if he passes the ladder leading up to Betsy and approaches me instead, my nose turns red.